Good morning, guys. Look at us. We are in Saga Talk, and we are going to talk about a communication skill that is very useful. What if the biggest thing holding us back isn't a lack of knowledge, but our need to be right? Think about how many conversations begin with curiosity and end up as competitions. How many times you wanted to connect and end up in a fight. Somebody disagrees with us and suddenly we're just not listening anymore. We're preparing for our defense. Somebody challenge our idea and instead of asking questions, we're gathering evidence. Right? We've been taught that confidence means having the answer, but that's a lie. You just need to enter a conversation with something to learn, not something to prove. The right answer will come to you. When you have something to prove, you become attached to your position. When you have something to learn, you become open to possibilities. One mindset creates tension and the other creates growth. Imagine walking into a meeting thinking, I need everybody to see that I'm right. You spend the entire meeting protecting your ego, right? Now imagine walking into the same meeting thinking, I wonder what I don't know yet. Suddenly, you're listening. You asking better questions. You actually hearing people. And here's the irony. The people who are least concerned with proving themselves most likely earn the most respect because they don't need conversations to be something where they have to prove that they're right. Okay, they don't need every conversations to be a big deal. They treat it like a classroom. The smartest person in a room isn't always the one that's talking. It's often the one that's quiet, who knows how to shut up. Right? Like I once heard somebody say that you can't learn where you're defending. And that's very, very true because it takes a lot of energy. The moment that we become obsessed with winning, an argument, we stop gathering any information because we just want to be right? We stop seeing the detail in the situation. We stop growing. Curiosity is difficult because it requires humility. It requires us to say 3 words that many adults find surprisingly hard. I don't know. But I don't know isn't a weakness. It's the beginning of wisdom. The people who grow the fastest are very comfortable admitting what they haven't figured out yet. Right? They ask questions, they stay teachable, they remain students long after everybody else is pretending to be an expert. So this applies far beyond work. It applies to all relationships, all friendships, parenting, leadership. When somebody tells you about their experience, you don't have to prove your experience was harder or better or that you know more. When somebody shares a concern about you, you don't have to prove that they're wrong. You're gonna say something like, well, that's fair, or I agree with that, or we need to have a discussion about that, or tell me more. 3 simple words. Tell me more. Think of what they're bringing to you as an iceberg, and they come to you with what's on top of the iceberg, right? What you see above the water. But underneath, there's a mountain of information. You're just gonna keep saying, hey, tell me more. Tell me more until you got everything out of them. Just be curious. Don't be defensive. You don't need to debate anything. Just be curious because every person you meet knows more about something you don't know. Yeah. Every conversation contains information you don't have. Every disagreement is an opportunity to see a blind spot you couldn't see alone. The goal isn't to leave every conversation like you're the winner. The goal is to leave every conversation wiser and better informed. So the next time you walk into a difficult conversation, into an argument, ask yourself one question. Am I here to prove something or am I here to learn something? Because the moment you stop trying to protect your image you can create space to improve your image, right? The moment you stop needing to be right, you become more capable of getting it right. And that's the paradox. The people who have the least to prove are the people that usually learn the most. So choose curiosity over certainty, questions over assumptions, learning over proving, because growth begins where your ego ends. Okay, and with that, don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal, and don't kill any insects today. Look how pretty it is. Look. Bye, guys.